Hello, my bookish friends, and welcome to a slightly different video today. So today we're going to be going through my 2025 reading journal and writing down my wins, my aversions, my needs, and to try for my 2026 reading journal. So this is how I plan what I want to do for the following year for my reading journal and what pages I want to include. And from there, I can work out the order of pages and things like that and how many pages things are going to need. I'm going to preface this by my reading journal is not up to date at all. So yeah, that's definitely, well, actually, I'm going to write that down as the first version because I did not stay up to date and I'm slowly catching back up, but it would have been a lot easier if I stayed up to date from the very start. So staying up to date. Okay. So a win is I definitely loved the reading journal. I loved having it. I loved the size of it. So I'm going to write down some of these. So I love the size. I think B5 is definitely my vibes. I loved having the dot grid and things like that. And I love the quality of Archer and Olive. So I have already gotten my next reading journal and it is the same size and style. So this is my reading journal. I did post a picture of it on my Instagram, but I'm keeping all that the same because I already know I love it. So let's open it up. Another thing I did absolutely love is I loved having a cohesive sort of decoration style for the front of pages. So I definitely want to keep that again for next year. So decor on start of pages. I'm going to write very much in shorthand and hopefully I remember what I mean. Now, let's see if you can see this. Another version. I was really good in January, keeping track of what I read a day, how much I read, and then I stopped. Mainly because I wasn't looking at this every day, and I think it'll be different when I've finally finished moving and my reading journal is just on my desk at all times rather than trying to move it between. But it's an aversion that I didn't keep up with my year in pixels. However, I would still like to try it again for next year. But I think next year is going to be the final thing. Like if I don't use it next year, then it's gone. Okay. So aversion, not using year in pixels. Okay. Then I have my 25 backlist in 2025. I do like this. I am going to continue it for 2026. Obviously, it's going to be 26 backlist in 2026, which I just don't know how I'm going to do that for layout wise. I might have to, yeah, I don't know. Because what is it? 6, 12, 24, and then 2 down the bottom, I guess, would be the nicest way. Again, I am not up to date on this, so I have read a lot more. But I do like using it as a way to clear my backlist. So 25 backlist was still a win. Okay, then my place to put all my books. Definitely love this. I can't remember how many spots I allowed for myself. Let's do a quick little count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 22, 22, 33, 44, 55. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 55, 66, 77, 88, 99, 100, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 110. Okay, I actually think I might need more pages than this for next year just because I'm filming this at the end of October and I'm already at 95, I think. So I will be going over this once I fill it all in. Obviously, I'm very far behind, but I think for a need is I think I would like to have at least room for 130, if not 150 books. So room for, I think I'll just go 150. So whether that's allowing another Dutch door or just creating, I think I'd almost have to. I don't think there's a way to get more on the outside and keeping my book sizes the same, which I don't really want to change that. Okay, up next is, I'm really in the way of myself, aren't I? Can't see there. Hopefully that allows you to see enough. Okay. My read shelf I really liked. However, I did struggle, like everything, but more like the colors didn't really mean that much for me. So do I want to keep the bookshelves or do I just want a different way of tracking my reads? I think I'm just going to try a different way of tracking it. I've seen people do like squares and I think it's Chel's books or Chel. I'll leave it all down below. But she's got one where it's like, I'm just going to draw it here. So it's a box for each book. And then within that, it's got 4 sections. And so one of them would be like a physical TBR or borrowed from a library. Then one of them is like a genre. One of them is audience thing, and the other one can be whatever you want. Like it could be like page length or something like that. So I think I might give that a go, which I would then have to work out how many. So to try, I'm going to do square boxes for books. And then I just need, in my needs, I need to work out spacing for that. Okay, books bought. Yeah, I did not keep up with that because I definitely bought a lot more than that. My other thing is, I think if I do this again, I need to write what the book was because otherwise I don't know when I'm going back to it if I've read it or not. So I like the idea of it being on a shelf, but I just don't know if that's practical. So I need books bought to list book. Okay. And then TBR takedown, I definitely do want to try it again. I need to stay on top of it. And a lot of this does come down to I don't come back to my reading journal regularly enough. So if having it on my desk, hopefully that helps. Especially because when I do move, chances are I'm not going to have all my books up anymore. So it's going to be more important to stay on top of my TBR because they're not front and center anymore. Like I won't be looking at all of my books every day. Okay, my intentions. I love this idea. However, I made a mistake and that's why it's over 2 pages. Like I was just trying to fill space. So adversions is there's too much space for goals. Well, intentions. Okay. 5-star reads, love. Series tracker, love, but I hated the original layout and I definitely prefer this layout. However, I will need more space for this. Oops. So more space for series. So this will need to be a double page spread. And it will obviously look better when it's not a sheet of dot paper stuck in over it where the dots are really obvious. And I hate that. Book Battle, Book Matrix, this is all stuff more for the end of year. So yeah, I like the idea of it. I'm going to keep it. So I was debating whether or not to get rid of the Book Battle, but it's fun. Oops, I should write 5-star reads in here. Now, new releases, I track this digitally. I don't need this in my journal as well. Like, I like the idea of it being in here, but as you can see, I did not keep up with it at all because I was using my digital one, which is with me all the time. So I think I'm just going to not bother about it and not have it in here. Okay, moving on. Again, readathons. I like the idea of it being in here. I like the idea of being able to see ahead of time what's coming up, what's... I kind of want to have it in here. I just need to use it. So in my needs, I'm going to put use readathon. Tracker. Okay, now my book clubs. So I set this up and then I kind of didn't stay in these book clubs. And there is another one later on. Where is it? Yeah, I think it's at the very end because I added it afterwards. Yeah, this one, I'm no longer a part of this book club. So I set all these up and I'm now not a part of them. So I am in another book club now and that's been going really well. So I do want to track that. So I think I'm just going to set that one up and then have a free spot here that I can set up another one if I do join another one. But I'm not going to set it up beforehand, if that makes sense. So it's just going to stay blank. And then, yeah. So Adversions is setting up book clubs no longer a part of. But there are quite a few on YouTube that I would like to be a part of. I just haven't really looked at what they're doing and, you know, stayed up to date with them. Up next, I was trying to write out my owned books that are still on my TBR. Yeah, I'm not doing that again because I didn't even get through it because it's too annoying. List of books. Like, it was just such a waste. It's pretty. I love this washi tape. So it's really pretty, but such a waste of time. And another waste of time. Kindle Unlimited TBR. I would like to use this. More so, I would like to use the Kindle Unlimited one when I hear about Kindle Unlimited books. So I would like to try having that again, but I just don't need this side because once you have Kindle Unlimited, Prime reading doesn't really show up anymore anyway. So yeah. As you can see, a lot of this just comes down to I need, and I don't know if it's an aversion or I should put it in the in the needs, but I think I need to set up a regular weekly sit down with my reading journal and go through it. So reading. Time. Okay. Then my author backlist, I do love this, even though it was an absolute pain in the rear end to set up. I love the way it came out and I do want to continue on with it. Obviously, there's some authors in here that I'm doing better at getting caught up with than others, but I still, like, some it just I haven't caught up, like, haven't updated this either. But I am going to keep it. One I don't know that I will keep in here, though, is I don't know if I will redo Rick Riordan, because I feel like having it just in the series tracker is enough rather than writing all that out again. Me, even Jennifer L. Armentrout, because I don't think that she's a auto by author anymore. Like, I do like the books I've read, but I've read one series. So I think, yeah, it's more from like these pages on that I'm more interested in, and like some of the newer authors that I would like to go through their backlist a little bit more of. So I don't think I'll add any more pages to this, just because by the time I get rid of those two larger ones, like, that frees up quite a lot of space. So I think I'll leave it at 3 pages. Okay, up next is A Year of Goober. I don't want this anymore. I haven't followed this book club, well, obviously you can see, since January. So A Year of Goober. The one thing I would like to put in here that I haven't, it is a little bit of a double up, but I do want to put A Year in Eldia in here. Because I'm doing it, that's not how you spell it, but that's fine. Because I am doing it based on that year, I would like to include it in here. And then with that, I would also like to include the bingos that I'm doing. So I'm thinking I'll have 2026 our fantasy when that comes out in April, because that's at the start of the year, but the 2025 romantasy, because that one is only just starting in November and goes all the way to October. So that makes sense for me. And then I had the Bookend Cafe, which, yeah. So with that, I'm just trying to think if there's any other pages that I would like to set up in here outside of what I've already got. I'd love to do an A to Z challenge in here. I just don't know if I'd want to do it based on author or book title or both, and that would definitely determine how much room I would need. I'd probably need a 2-page spread if I was doing both, but I could probably fit it. Could I fit it on? Where's an example of like a full page of 1, 2, 3. Well, actually, my 25 and 25, because it's only one more spot. Duh. Yeah, so you'd be able to fit the 26 letters of the alphabet on here, and it would take up like that much space. I mean, if you crammed it, you definitely could fit authors. But maybe I will have it over 2, and that way I can like have it clearly, so like the letter of the alphabet and then the 2 books, letter of the alphabet and the 2 books, and fit it that way. Because then what's 26, 13 on each page, so I'd need to get 7 in one row, 6 in the other, and this is 5, but I could move it up 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. You could definitely fit 6. I think you're probably pushing to fit 7. But I mean, you could just have a middle row too. Okay. We'll do that. Okay. So I'm just going to pull this out. And then to work out my, where can I put this? There-ish. To work out what pages I'm going to do. So I like the idea of opening up to the year of pixels. So we'll do this. So year of pixels. And rating system. I'm getting rid of the core pile rating, but I do want to have like sort of a rough idea of what each of the star levels mean. I don't think there's anything else that I had on that. Okay. Then I kind of want to remove my goals, like the intentions to this page, because that's sort of where it was meant to be in the first place. So 2026 intentions. And then the next double page spread, which will actually be the next 3, because I'm going to add 1, is 26 reads. Then I think from there we'll go into the pixel version of this. I think it's going to need a full page spread though. So I'm not today going to go through and design these. I'm just sort of working out what's going to go on these. So book, I don't know, it's not really stats. It's I don't know how to describe it. Book in colors, I guess. Okay. Then I think I will go to my 26 backlist books, because I could have that there. And then my books bought and TBR takedown on the next page. The backlist. And then brought and takedown. Okay, so then that won't go. Am I missing anything that I wanted to try in here? Or do I want to move that more to where all the challenges are? I kind of feel like my challenges should be together. Okay, we might leave that for a moment. Actually, that might be a better spot for my 5-star reads. Yeah, I think that's 5-star reads. That makes more sense, because I've just gone like what I've been reading at my 5 stars. Okay, then I can do I want my matrix and battle before the series? Because then series could lead into my author backlist. which then can lead into... Okay, so that, I'm then going to go my battle and matrix. Battle and matrix, and then I'm not doing new releases. So that's readathons and book clubs. So I think I'll do series first with a double page. Then author backlist. Did I? So that's 1, 2, 3 for author backlist. My writing is getting so messy, sorry. Okay. And then I will go readathons and book club. Oh, so maybe I will just do the one book club on that page. Who knows? I'm not doing that. I kind of do want to have the Kindle Unlimited TBR, but what's it going to match the page with? Oh, right. I haven't done all my challenges yet. So if I do A to Z is going to get its own. And then our fantasy and romantasy bingos will get a page each. I still need to do my 2026 backlist books. And then my year in Eldia. I don't know how to spell Eldia. Is that... What am I missing? So I've got year in pixels and ratings. I've got the backlist. I've got the reads with the extra page. I've got the in colors to make up for this. I've got a spot for books bought and TBR takedown. I've got a spot for my intentions. I've got a spot for my 5-star reads. I've got a double page spread now for my series tracker. I've got my battle and matrix. Not doing new releases. I've got a spot for readathons, a spot for book club. Not doing book tracking. Kindle Unlimited. Okay, that TBR I still want a spot for. My author backlist. I've got that spot there. A year of Goober I'm not doing, and Bookend Cafe I'm not doing, but I've got a spot for my A to Z challenge, my bingos, a year in Eldia. I've got TBR takedown, I've got squares, I've got my backlist, my matrix, 5-star reads, author backlist. I've taken out. Yep, taken out. Needs. More space. Okay, so then that last page would be my Kindle TBR. And then I'd start Jan. That works perfectly. I think we've actually just planned my pages. And I don't think I need any more space in that. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So 16 double page spreads is basically going to be my start of year journal. What was this one? Just out of curiosity. I do also stick together the first page because that page is painful to use, so I don't use it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, wait, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay, so it's one less double page spread. So that's not too bad. I'm happy with that. Okay, well, we've got my plan sorted. So next up is getting the washi tape in, and then I will bring you along with me for putting it together. I'm excited. All right, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button if you want to see more from me, and I will see you all next time. Bye!